Eating a waffle. I like waffles.
Hear about the shooting at the fair?
I did actually. My sister was working at the hospital last night, and she said a bunch of people were coming in. That's actually crazy.
Well, I heard that it was just like, oh, what my mom said. What my mom said was that like it was the single dumbest shooting I've ever heard.
That
Like
wouldn't
it was just
surprise me.
because it's just all like a couple went together to a place and then the way that you were staring at me, like they went here and for whatever reason he shot her in the back.
What? Why? What?
I
Why?
don't I don't know. I'm like, what are you
But
what are you doing?
were they young or were they like older?
I'm trying to fucking get some lighting in my room. From what I can understand, I think they were pretty young,
Hmm.
or at least they were at least younger than us, something like that.
Oh, if
They
they're
were
younger
young. They
than,
weren't. They're like 30.
they're
So
younger than us. Wait a minute. How old are we?
they're like, well, we're 22, so like that's what I was hearing. My mom was just like, oh, they were young, and I'm like, younger than me or
Younger
you?
than you or younger than us? Because
I have.
that leads to different theories as to what might have happened.
I don't know the full story, but it's if there was really nothing involved, and some motherfucker said, "Look, I can kill my girlfriend," and it's just like, don't point a gun at a fucking another person, you fucking
I mean,
moron.
if anything, if they were younger than us, which is kind of what it's sounding like from what you're telling me, is most likely, I am tangled up, but most likely it had to do with he was probably just playing around with a gun that he shouldn't have been, and it went off.
What a moron.
Like if
What a
if if
fool.
what you from what you have told me, that's most likely what the case is.
No, because my mom didn't say there was like, oh, there was some drama between them. I just heard you pointed a gun at her and things happened. I'm all like, the fuck?
Oh,
What do you mean? What do you mean, mother?
that yeah, that's crazy though that even happened.
Yeah,
Who
that's fucking that's dumb.
who would have thunk?
Who would have fucking
Er,
thunk it?
You know what's funny in the paper too? Just earlier this week, they were like, "Yeah, there's been a all-time low of crime happening at the fair this year."
There's crime happening at the fair in general. What the?
Just usually like something happens where they have to call in like the police or something. It's usually like a bunch of minor things, probably like fights and stuff from people getting drunk.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of
Anyway,
sense to me.
welcome to this week's episode of Totally Oblivious. I'm the host, Caleb, co-host, Alex.
This
Uh,
room is like on camera. It is. I look like I'm in heaven, but like I look behind myself and it just looks gray.
I don't know
I don't know.
why it's so bright on your end.
Hold on. Hold on. Ugh, I want it fucking.
Like
Fuck it. I'm a cave dweller now.
cave dwelling.
I want a public note. I do try to. Oh, my mom. Oh, my mom brought in the good shirts and shorts. Oh yeah, it's a good Saturday. You can see them on camera right there. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, I try to. I'm not a cave dweller. I don't try to sit in my room all day. I try to at least get some light.
It's sunlight.
But but my fucking camera has other fucking plans.
I don't know
Like,
what is up with your camera right now. It doesn't know how to
no,
autofocus.
it does not. This camera, I could set up my brother's, but that shit's like
Stupid.
that shit's
Don't touch his stuff.
damn.
Oh.
Oh, I'm trying to brighten up my screen.
Mm.
I'm fucking a vampire right now, dude.
Well, that's breakfast for me.
I haven't just been fucking up coffee.
Well, I don't even know where to put this plate.
Should I just
It's uh.
there we go. There we go. Okay, I think the light was just fucking with it.
All right. We're cool. Well, aside from the fair, how's your life going?
My recent video did really well. I figured out like a little bit of a YouTube hack Other than that, nothing else.
Very
Then I've been,
nice.
I was fucking around with I'm gonna do a Batman video. On top with JoJo's, so I had the script open just in case we can, multitask. I can yap and type.
Yep, and type. Good.
But did you have an idea though? Well, how about you though?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I've been rewatching Gravity Falls again.
Really?
Yeah, I've been watching it with my nephews, and everyone.
Is it still gas?
It's still
Or is
it's
it
still
like,
gas. It's still good. I still enjoy it, but and basically, Mariah and my nephews have taken up to calling me Grunkle Stan. That
why? You
I'm
do
a
tax fraud?
I'm a grunkle, and apparently our personalities line up. I'm a cranky old man. That's what I am. And like the more he speaks in the show, the more I'm like, man, I relate to that more now that I'm an adult.
You are. I'm thinking about it, and I can't come up with a reason why you're not.
Every
You
quote
would
that he says, I'm like, man, that's something I've said
several times, in fact.
several times. I have indeed. So I can't avoid it. I'm Grunkle Stan.
Oh yeah. Uh, you. I think it's actually kind of weird because it's like you and Uncle Stan have a lot in common. You would totally do tax evasion. You totally would do a scam for money. You would totally. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you do it right now. Oh, I'm focusing. You would totally fucking like
What is happening?
for science. You would totally like fuck, I can't think. I'm doing too many things at once. You would totally build a machine in your backyard for purposes
I
for science.
well, Colby would build the machine, and then I'd have to rebuild it to save him.
Yeah, that's what would happen.
It makes more sense.
Uh, I, right? Who would I be? I'm okay. I know the common answer would be like you'd be Seuss
No, that's actually who they said you were.
because that's for the funnies, but I have nothing in common with Seuss. I think if anything, oh my god,
I don't
how
know.
far are you,
Seuss
how far
is
are you into the seasons?
I think season 2, episode 9.
What's the hillbilly? What's the hillbilly's name?
The old
What's his
guy
name?
with the hat. The
Yes, I'm him.
I can't
I
remember
think
his
I'm
name.
him.
McGucket.
I'm McGucket. The layman's answer to who Alex is in Gravity Falls is Seuss. The based answer is McGucket because I'd be like totally like McGucket. They're all around.
It,
I gotta fucking look
it
their
it's
names.
it's it's Seuss, but with McGucket's brain.
Yes.
Like Seuss's personality, but with McGucket's ideas.
Real.
Real.
Real. I dropped something.
All right.
Fucking around with
This has just been an interesting recording so far. What is that? Is that
Wait,
just
I can't hear you.
what is
Why can't I
happening?
hear you?
What did you do?
Caleb?
Alec, hello?
I
Alec,
can't hear you.
hello?
Your mic's all fucked up.
That's not my mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. I can hear
I can
you.
barely hear you.
It's my mic.
no.
I'm literally looking at my audio coming up right now, and it's bumping. Oh god. Oh no. Hello.
Bro?
Hello.
Hello?
Is everything good?
Your mic is like hyper quiet right now.
I don't. It was after you dropped something, so it can't possibly be me.
Hold on.
Hold on. Is it attached to this mic? Did something mess up? Is it still the same?
Okay, hold on. My shit's all fucked up.
Oh gosh, what did you do?
Oh no, what did I do? I just moved my screen. Hold
Oh
on.
man, this is the disaster.
We are welcome to the Phantom Zone. Hold on.
This is a disaster of an episode. I guess I'll give context of just how far this has been going wrong.
BRB real quick.
Oh gosh, it's me. Okay. To give context as to why this episode's going terribly so far, I guess it's just me by myself. But so we're supposed to start recording about like an hour and 15 minutes ago, but neither one of us thought that the other was awake. So we both just were sitting up for 2 hours doing nothing, waiting for the other person to text until finally Alex texted me at like 10:45 and was like, "Are we still recording?" And I was like, "I was waiting for you to wake up. I thought you were still asleep. I was just scrolling TikTok for like an hour and a half. I was on TikTok just scrolling, looking at nonsense." And yeah, so we're recording later than we wanted to. That's something. And then my camera likes acting buggy when we try to do recordings like this, which is great always. So I have to finagle it, make sure it's not being stupid. I don't know why it likes being stupid. I don't know why my camera is not right. Something's not right. I can never. Oh, hello, Alex? Alex?
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
My girlfriend fell on my desk, and then her curse affected it.
Net's across the globe and is still destroyed. She's using the curse of Nat to destroy the podcast.
Well, she's just traveling up the coast to Alaska. That's all she's really doing.
Across the world, like I said. Alaska's really just like Gravity Falls, but in a different area than Oregon.
Okay, I ended up fixing it. Now I just look.
What is this guy doing?
I mogged, bro. You don't get it, Caleb. You don't mog.
I don't.
Also,
I'm old. I'm a grunkle.
Apparently. I love dusters. My room was really dusty. I try to keep my room pretty clean, as you can tell. Except for I left my closet open. But that's fine. I got no demons in there. But I've been dealing with dust for a while. And my mom got this for me, and it's changed my life. Get a duster.
Get a duster.
Cool. Get a duster. I recommend it.
I had a duster, and then my mom stole it from me, so I don't have it anymore.
That got to be like racism or something, bro. That's wild.
It's racism.
That's racism right there, bro. 100%. No way.
But yeah, I also think I hurt my back, and had a slight headache this morning because of that.
Oh, you're cooked. You're dead.
Yeah,
You gotta set up your will and test over.
I'm old. Getting old.
It's Jover.
It's Jover. The Grunkle Stan allegations are not eluding me.
You're not beating them right now.
I can't beat the allegations.
You know, it's okay. I guess we're gonna talk about Gravity Falls then, because that gets me thinking, bro. That show was like low key, kind of generational.
Yeah, it was good.
Like it's been a while since like a TV show like that shown up again.
Yeah, like there's really been nothing like it, because I even remember like I kind of stopped watching it for a little bit during the second season, and then it was when they finally did like the finale with the Weird Mageddon that I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw people like freaking out, and I was like, what the heck? I didn't know they were ending the show. So I immediately just went to my room, turned on the TV, and started watching. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is good. This is so good.
It was. No, I think genuinely, without the idea of like a third season coming up, I think Gravity Falls actually had a really good ending. It's one of the very few shows where I think there isn't a lot of discourse with it, because, speaking about that with like My Hero ending after like 10 years. I'm seeing opinions out the fucking woodwork. I remember last night I was just scrolling through Twitter, and then somebody was all like, "All right, since My Hero Academia is over, this series My Hero Academia was a good series with a mid author with a toxic positivity mindset, and I'm all like, okay, first off, you're illiterate because you wanted to
You're
be so delusional.
illiterate.
That's first off, because he was like toxic positivity, and people were like talking about him like you're just saying delusion. You forgot the word delusion exists, or like if you wanted to be specific, delusionally optimistic or delusionally positive. And I'm like, okay, that's what you're saying here, but it's like you're not wrong because like I'm just gonna say it. I was into My Hero in the beginning of the series, and then at one point I kind of fell off with it because I'm just all like this is kind of ass.
It's like I felt like I've seen it before.
Yeah. Like the, there is no original idea. Humans have existed for far too long that most original ideas are hyper extremely rare.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, stuff repeats, and My Hero is just fucking X-Men. But it's just all like I kind of understand that because I don't know. I think the fandom. I think this also mostly comes down to the fandom. I think there is a lot of good endings out there, but like people's perception and like reaction to them kind of make them end up sucking a lot more than they do. I think JoJo's has that kind of with part 6,
Yeah.
but since I'm the big brain individual I am, I recognize it's actually fucking gas, and it's
Mm.
kind of supposed to be bittersweet. But it's just all like when it comes to others fandom, sometimes you can't separate that, and it's just like maybe you kind of did ruin it because I don't know, maybe at one point the fandom just got so big it eventually started affecting the author because sometimes that can end up happening.
Yeah,
But it's
like
just like it's wild.
yeah. I think that was also kind of the case with Five Nights at Freddy's too,
Mm,
where it's just like
huge.
the fan base got so big and there's so many theories flying around that it directly affected how they developed the story
Yeah.
into the future games.
I genuinely, so this is one thing I will never get, and it just shows how just the young people, younger than us, like
Mhm.
actual 16-year-olds now,
The
being able to play
children.
cereal. Yeah, children really do the ship thing, and if like that, like I know there's always this constant argument between who's worse, shippers or power scalers,
Mhm.
and they're basically the same arguments crossover, just slightly tweaked. But like coming for the power scaler, looking at the shippers, bro. Don't get me wrong. I might yell at a motherfucker. Might even dox him. Right?
Oh.
Not me. I wouldn't do that, but I know people who would.
I might dox a dude for thinking that Bugs Bunny can beat Popeye.
That's actually a good versus match. I think Popeye ends up winning that. Does he? I don't know.
No,
That
but
was-
I think Bugs wins because he literally became the author.
I think Popeye's done that too, though.
They,
That's a good versus matchup.
they've kind of all done that in the old cartoons.
We just gotta see who's just a better writer.
Who's the better writer?
That's a good one. But like when you look at the shippers, bro, they end up thinking eventually at one point they're writing the story, bro. And I'm all like, that's the difference. Power scalers will try to explain the circumstances of the story.
Mhm.
Shippers will try to become the author. And I'm all like, first off, this answers several questions I've had in the past about history and its facts. But first off, holy shit, you're delusional. Second off, uh, I understand why there's variations of stories now because somebody who saw the original work, got super autistic about the original work, loved it so much, said "fuck you, you're doing the story wrong," and ended up doing their own thing. That's how Camelot and like King Arthur worked. All the variations, people just got really into it, and instead of like having like a fan board to post it on, they just print it out.
Just made their own versions.
Yeah. So it's just all like it's just weird. I feel like Gravity Falls is just one of the shows, at least personally on the surface level, I never saw any of that. It was just like I think the mystery took up so much of like the tank room for Gravity Falls that eventually nothing else could really grow. And maybe that's why like I think the ending just in general seems pretty good. I
Yeah.
discourse around it.
I think the only shipping I've seen is the Dipper and Pacifica shipping. And that's like literally
I unironically I like that one.
but like that's literally the only thing that's the only like kind of relationship in the show that they showed with any like chemistry getting built up. Like everything else was just kind of like a joke or like something for the plot. But like that was the only one that like had nothing to
Hey.
do with the plot and just kind of happened.
I still love the Gravity Falls like studio lore of everybody getting herpes. That's just funny as fuck.
It's
Remember,
crazy.
I think I said that on the podcast before.
We probably have because that was something we talked about before even the podcast existed.
Yeah, but like no, Alex Hirsch, bro. There's so many. Caleb and Post put up the meme. The writer's undistinguished fetish.
Oh.
Like I swear to God, like anytime I see a young kid look up to an older female, and it's like a really weird dynamic, I start going,
Hmm.
what do you mean?
Hmm.
Oh, where's the joke? I want to see it.
Mommy issues.
You know what? That's one thing they never really covered. Dipper and Mabel just kind of had like a. Did they have a good? You're more caught up than I am. They had a pretty decent home life. No, they didn't really have like parent issues. No.
But I mean, I don't think they really show that their parents did anything wrong to them, to my knowledge. I think no, actually no. Wait, in the recent book that just came out, which is kind of reviving the Gravity Falls discourse, it's revealed that like they were sent to Gravity Falls because their parents were getting a divorce,
Uh huh.
and like
Oh my God! I forgot about that.
yeah, so like that's like the whole point of them being sent there with Grunkle Stan was so the parents could go through the divorce without having the kids involved. And like they didn't really want the kids to know so it wouldn't ruin their summer. But like they both knew and were both like trying to protect the other from the knowledge of that when they got home their life was gonna suck.
Damn, I feel bad for the kids.
Yeah,
Why do all fictional kids either go through a divorce, a dead parent, and or dead relative?
it's true.
It's just so common. Like I kind of want if I ever really get good at my writing, which I'm gonna start today. I didn't have time yesterday because I was fucking grinding out Destiny, fucking puzzles and shit in my fucking FPS game. But like, I want to just make a main character, which his problems don't start until he gets to the plot. Like he has a perfectly fine. Like,
He has a good
home
life.
I was like, he's like, it's that fucking joke from not Metal Hell, that's my series, or Metalvania, I think, where it's just all like, it seems all of you have daddy issues. I don't. I love my dad, and then it goes to the montage. I just want that, more of that. Just like, actually, me and my parents are fine. I go visit them on the weekends.
We're chilling.
Like, yeah, like I don't know. I like a Deadpool-esque character, just being like, I kill people for money. Ah da 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 da. I have a perfectly fine family.
My life great.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Everybody trauma dumping me. I had a cheese sandwich with my mom the other day.
Isn't that basically Miles though until he gets spider powers?
Yeah.
He has a normal life.
This is probably why I think I like Spider-Man so much. It's because it's like all the trauma happens, or at least with Miles. This is why I like comic variant happens after he gains the powers.
Yeah.
It's like beforehand, it's like you have to figure it out. You have to explain. I'm like, I get it. It's not my personal favorite trope, but I'd rather like the powers. You gain the powers, but then you have to deal with the consequences of the powers. Like the law of equivalent exchange, where it's just like you gain something really badass, but you gotta lose something afterwards. I guess you can also do it with the before, like you lose your parents, then you gain the powers.
Yeah.
And eventually, it's like you gain the powers, and then it's like you still get all this bad shit. So it's like, was it really worth it in the end? So I think the powers then losing everything makes more sense than happy days before. At least in my mind, but writing, critique and stuff, you can do it either way.
Yeah, and I think it just depends on how you're trying to portray the character, because I think like Peter's life sucking before the spider powers, and then him being like, yeah, the spider powers make everything great, until he realizes that it's responsibility, and then his life just gets worse because he decided to be a good person, but he's making the world a better place.
I like when Emma Frost reads his mind, and she goes, "You poor thing.
You poor thing.
You were just a boy," and I go, "Damn, that's raw."
Yeah.
She gives me this. I'm like, "Damn."
All right.
Trauma gets you laid.
Trauma gets you laid.
Or I guess get your kisses. I guess. Yeah, I don't think you should be kissing Emma Frost. That's the one mutant I wouldn't touch with a 5-foot pole.
Not Rogue.
Without problems. If she has gloves on.
She has
and a full body
gloves on.
suit. Like, hi, Rogue. Hi.
Wood.
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 How does she do it? Is she canonically like a virgin or something?
She's gotta be because they die. Wood.
The cat every time. Right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Should I Google that? I'm not gonna Google that, but
That'd be a strange thing in your search history.
But no, that's a good question. How does
I think that's the point, is that she
I
can't.
have to read more Rogue comics or something.
She actually can't.
Hold on. Is she based off of Midas? Is that where Stan Lee? Oh, I don't know who made her. Is she just Midas?
I don't know.
Like, in reverse? I never thought about that till right now.
I don't really know.
God, that sucks. How does Gambit even do it? I don't.
Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Oh yeah, I love that joke. I gotta
It's so good. Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Oh yeah, I love.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Oh boy, I can't do the Louisiana. I did it once, but I wasn't able to do it again. Oh, I'm gonna make a name for myself right here. Oh.
It's such a hard accent to do.
And it's real too. That shit's not fake. I saw fucking videos of people like posting, and it's just like, real?
Yeah, it's real.
I thought the Bayou accent was a myth, a legend. No, that's just real.
They
How do you
just
understand that shit?
They just keep to themselves down there in Louisiana.
Apparently.
Yeah.
That's so weird. How did yes, my favorite time. How accents and words form. How the hell does that accent form? Because is it French based?
Yeah, it's French.
I've never heard a Frenchman talk.
It's French mixed with the Southern accent. That's why it's so hard to get that dialect down, because it's too combined. Like, there's no other accents really that combine like that.
You know, low-key, I think it's probably one of the best accents.
It's a good accent. Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself. Yeah.
Damn, the Louisiana stocks went up. This is wild. I kind of want to go to Louisiana.
Yeah, it looks cool. Get some gumbo.
This is a good talking point. This is just This is the bros episode. This is
bros episode.
So, over the past, I think, few years, Europeans are starting to finally, actually realize, holy fuck, the U.S. is actually gigantic. I don't know. It got, I think, due to TikTok just giving out information like wild, is like people are starting to realize, one, our maps are inaccurate because none of them are to scale, all the ones that we commonly see.
Yeah.
And B, people just showing how Americans truly act more than ever before, just due to long form content thanks to TikTok. And I think Americans they're realizing more about Americans. They're like, okay, whoa, they're really different. Wow, capitalism is way different than compared to these two Western countries. But I saw somebody say on Twitter that there isn't any cultural diversity between states. And I as the red, white, and blue American I am, I hopped out of my bed. I was in this bed right here. Hold on, let me move that. I was in this bed right here. I was right here. I jumped out of my bed. I was like, bitch, what? Because I'm all like, okay, you don't think there's any cultural diversity between people in the fucking states? Do you know the difference between a Californian, a New Yorker, and a Texan?
And those are on completely different sides of the country. There's differences between us and Oregon and Idaho. And we're right next to each other.
Yeah. It's wild. You go from West Coast, Washington into the middle of Idaho, and it's like, oh, this is completely
different.
Like, and then they started arguing like the food. I'm like, just on the if we're just using people as the cultural thing, yeah, no, it's different. Every state is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like the foundations of the laws and just the history of each individual state have changed us pretty dramatically. Now, is it like how would I put this? If you go to the high tier of like cultural stuff, like different languages or like how people perceive themselves and perceive others, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think the U.S. has too much of that between the states. I still do think we recognize that's an American, but he's definitely not from my state.
Mm.
I'll say that at most. But like, just talking about the accents, bro. Louisiana. Nobody from
You,
myself.
you get something like that, and then you get, hey, I'm from Minnesota, don't you know?
It's just those are just what a few states apart. How many?
It's a few.
I think it's about like 5 or 6. It's just like
Yeah.
look at that. I don't know how a European are gonna walk in and be like, there's no culture of it. They don't. Okay, here's another one. Cheese. They got cheese up here.
Mm-hmm.
Alligators.
Mm-hmm.
They eat alligators.
Yeah,
Do you know
they
what
do
you
do
have to
that.
do? Do you know what you have to do as a human being with the ideas and the perspective you have to eat a fucking alligator rather than cheese?
Crazy.
Like they're farming there. I was like, I don't know, man. I think sometimes when Europeans talk, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's just like, do you actually know what's going on in America, or are we just like hella stereotyping?
I think America might be extremely stereotyped outside of America.
Damn, I'm being racially profiled, and now I'm gonna get mad about it.
Pretty much. What's crazy too to even consider is like just the different regions around the U.S. too. Like even food, because they say America doesn't have like a food culture.
And anything in the fucking South. Oh my
The,
god.
the South is so like diverse in its food with how it is completely different to what they have upper East Coast and like New York and stuff. Midwest, I'm not familiar with Midwest food, but I'm sure that hold on, because there's the Midwest that's like I don't really know what food they have there, but then you look at the West Coast and it's more like Asian style foods because we're in closer proximity to the closest proximity to Asia than any other. Like I think than most other countries that aren't like right next to Asia.
Yeah.
Like we're right there pretty much.
Yet again, me getting mad at Europeans for not knowing Americans. Tom Holland said a famous quote. What do they have? What kind of foods do you have in America? What has America made? Caleb, I'm going to ask you the same question. Can you raffle stomp? Play the clip of Tom Holland doing that.
You've also been on record about English food being better than American. I'm curious if you still hold that opinion.
What would you classify as American food? Let's just talk about that.
I immediately think about barbecues, so hamburgers.
Okay, hamburger is German, from Hamburg. What else would you consider American food?
French fries.
What foods have Americans made?
We have fried chicken. We got gumbo. We got I think cherry pie was an American dish.
Okay.
What else? And the thing to consider too.
American Germans made that.
Yeah, but the thing to consider too is just because something's considered like a Mexican dish or like a different style of dish doesn't mean it's not American. Because like there's Japanese style dishes that are completely American because they were like changed to fit an American palate, which created a completely different thing. Like pizza, like the pizza that most people know is not like traditional Italian pizza. It's American pizza. So it's not it's basically its own form of that, which is basically what America it comes down to. Is it's always like it's a food from another country that's been altered for given what like resources were available in the area. So like I think America has more like during like the time when like Italians were migrating over to America is there'd be more meat available. So there's going to be more meat put on pizza, which that is peak.
You know, I you know what? I'd like to make the argument that Americans made pizza, but the idea of putting sauce on a bread and putting it in there's a name for it. I'm forgetting it right now. It was an Italian thing, but it's not specifically pizza.
Mm.
What was it called? Oh my god, I'm forgetting. I had it this weekend. There was no last weekend. There's a place in town here that does it. They had some pretty good alcohol, but they do like I don't know. They're not. It's not pan pizza. Is it? Is it? It's bread something, but like that's what you see more in Italy and like in stuff. It's just like sauce on a piece of bread, maybe some cheese or like at
Maybe
least a decent amount of
cheese.
cheese.
Yeah.
But like American stuff, it's all like first off, that's a whole piece of dough,
Mm-hmm.
like raw dough, and then you add everything else. Like even then, oh here's a fucking good one. Chicago. That Chicago
Mm-hmm.
style pizza is a completely different beast.
Oh yeah.
That's a 100% an American thing. Nobody would ever go bread, a fuck ton of cheese, then the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost it seems almost ass backwards, but somehow we did it.
We did it, and it's delicious.
I haven't had one in a while. I need to get some, but it's like
It's good.
I don't know, man. Sometimes when you're, I like my Europeans. I want to go to Europe. I want to explore the culture. Sometimes they yap, and I go, you're just sounding like an American dumbass right now that I casually meet. Are there more of you? Is this like a standard in every
See,
country?
the two that cannot say anything are the French and the British. They can't say anything. The British have no culture at all. And the French trying to be pompous on America. Like, buddy, we bailed you out of 2 wars.
Exactly.
We saved you
And
twice.
Are you counting Vietnam? Because that's
That's 3 times then. Yeah, they started Vietnam.
we had to end it.
We went to Vietnam basically because they asked us to. That's on them.
I just realized, is Ukraine Russia's Vietnam? Or is that technically Kazakhstan?
I don't
Or is that their
think so.
second Vietnam? Because apparently Ukraine's kicking ass. They're actually invading Russia right now. I think they're like 100 miles in. Hold on, let me actually pull up the stat. Oh, I've been wondering about that conflict. Like, what's the update, bro? Are we in the 4th quarter or like whatever? Like apparently Ukraine's kicking ass.
Which that's actually crazy to think about. That Ukraine's just holding their own. Not even holding. They're plowing through right now.
Hold on, Ukraine.
What's the update? What's the world update?
Hold on, I'm giving. It's been almost 3 years though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait for all my East European game developers to just make fucking video games about this war. In like 10 to 15 years, my kids are playing it. I'm like, hold on, I was here for this.
Wait a minute. I remember when it started.
Now, I think there are a few war. Hold on, let me look up maps. I know they're like in there apparently. I'm like, damn. Damn. Hold on. Do I gotta? Yeah. They're while Russia still has like claims on the east side or whatever. Apparently now they're kind of doing this. Oh my god, I'm so fucking bright.
You're extremely bright.
All of Ukraine, Russia's all right here, but they're finally doing this.
They're starting to blitz them.
Yeah, they're blitzing up this way. So I think what ends up going to happening is they're going to go like this.
Yeah.
Boom. And probably I'm not a military guy, but if I'm just doing basic strategy to take over regions, if we're doing like EU4 or something. Now, I'm not saying I'm a military genius or anything, but it's probably going to be like invade this way to claim more land, so they have to divert resources this way and not this way. So then it weakens that line, allowing anything from the center to push this way. So all it's doing is this is just not a diversion, but it's just now we're just trying to see if this is a resource game. How much effort can you put into one space? Because now they were able to solve everything in the middle, so now they're just pushing out. This war will probably end up lasting probably a few more years. Hold on, can I get a full? Yeah. Is that still really under military? It apparently is. That's still wild to me. The light, but yeah, for the most part, yeah, Ukraine's kind of kicking ass.
That's actually just crazy.
Yeah, because they were wow, man. Look at dude, holy shit. Maybe that's I don't. Can I share my screen? I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on. Oh, I have
Cool.
no idea why I'm getting so.
Oh hey, oh
But
hey.
like this. Remember May? This is 2 years later. They had this entire northern region like taken over,
Hmm.
and now like looking at the bottom, it's just like, oh wow, you guys fucking suck. Oh my god, I am so fucking bright.
That is insane.
Yeah. So more likely than not, if I'm thinking about this correctly, they'll push up here. They'll be like, fuck, what do we do? They're pushing up here, so they'll move everybody or try to put forces up here,
Hmm.
and then it's just gonna become a resource game. But that's just my basic idea. I'm not a military expert. That shit's wild though. I don't know how we got to that point in the conversation, but
I don't really know either. But getting back to food talk, I've come to a conclusion. I bought a chimichanga the other day, and I was really munching down, enjoying it. And I was like, you know what? I think I figured out a new classification of food. Because there's like how we were saying, there's Mexican food, there's Japanese food, there's Italian food. But I think there might be a classification known as I hate myself food. And I think like we can put the entirety of Taco Bell's menu and Burger King's menu into I hate myself food. I think chimichangas as well. And nachos, those might also be I hate myself food.
why?
It's like because there's foods that you'll eat where you're like, man, this tastes good and feels good inside me. And then there's food that you eat it and you're like, it tastes good, but I know this is probably not good for my insides. And I think those foods are in that classification.
That is. Say them again.
Like there's Taco Bell's entire menu, Burger King's entire menu, nachos and chimichangas. I'm trying to figure out some other ones too. They it just like it's just like I don't know. It's something about like the friedness inside of it and like how goopy everything is inside, where it tastes really good and feels really good, but like you know that can't possibly be good for you.
Oh, okay. Now I see what you're talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe specifically gas station chimichangas. Maybe just those.
Chongas before though.
Like like
Wait, conversations from back earlier. Is chimichangas an American food? That's just
those are American.
see another one.
Because
Again,
I
I'm
think
on wrong.
I'm pretty sure it was made in Texas.
And fortune cookies.
Fortune cookies also made in America. That is very
Thank you,
true.
Iron Man 3.
Thank you, Iron Man 3. The one thing we'll thank Iron Man 3 for.
I'm what movie? I'm on Thor right now. I'm just going through all of them. And low key, bro, I'm kind of excited for Iron Man 3 coming back to it. I like that movie. I did. Why didn't you like it?
Last time we watched it, we realized it's just military propaganda.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. The first movie, though,
The first movie's
the
good,
first movie, the
but
first
even more
movie's like-
propaganda.
how do I put this? So I rewatched it, right?
Mhm.
For the most part, I wouldn't say it's full on propaganda. Like it's pretty like fuck the military, but then there's the slight like, but the Middle East is fucked up. So I'm all like, I don't know if I should give you the pass. Two though, full on military propaganda. Like fucking Tony doesn't even take back the suit whatsoever. He lets fucking Rhodey have it. I'm shocked he did under the circumstances. They literally. Bro, they had an Iron Man fight, and they're totally just like, I can keep it.
Yeah, you can have it.
I know there's probably like some writing thing to it, but I'm like, think about that logically. Your homie, Caleb, imagine this. Caleb walked into my house, went to my closet, stole my underwear, and left.
I just took it. This is mine now.
That's so fucking weird. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
That's so weird.
who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
But yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird movie. But the third one, definitely. It's definitely like you can tell the American dollars all.
It's such a weird movie.
Oh no, definitely 100%.
Like I every time watching it, it just feels more and more weird.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, man. There's Maybe. Well, I guess maybe we can talk about that too, since it's on my mind. But it's just like the more a corporation starts doing funnies, like they start being like, why is that there? Like it starts making me like I'm getting fully conspiratorial, but it's just like
Like Disney trying to
why?
drop a wrongful death lawsuit right now.
Oh, I fucking forgot about that. That's wild, bro. That's just straight up. That's just straight up cyber.
It's just actual evil.
Caleb, play the Johnny Silverhand clip.
uh,
It's fucking a war against the people, man. I've been radicalized by that fucking game. I don't know how they did it, bro. But CD Projekt Red got me like maybe those nukes were just
I've been radicalized by having to live in this society.
real. But no, I this is going back to Bungie. I don't we didn't talk about the Bungie drama at all. I think the past like because we were doing the fucking high school stuff, the school stuff. But with the stuff, do you know what's going on with Bungie or no? Should I?
No, I have no clue.
So they hired a whole bunch of people during COVID because gaming was booming because everybody was locked indoors and people spending money. Ended up realizing they can't afford to pay all these people anymore because everybody left their houses to go back to work. So they started firing people at an extremely large amount. And that's across the entire gaming industry. Everybody kind of had the Alex YouTube moment. Oh, YouTube's being so successful right now. I can make this my full-time job. And it's like, wait a minute.
Oh,
Hype. Circumstance. Fuck. So they ended up firing all these people. But what ended up happening is specifically with Bungie, though, it's just like, oh, your management sucks dick. And it sucks like a lot of dick. And not to fault anybody for spending their money like they have, but you had to fire a lot of people. So you, the head of the company, could buy 23 cars costing around $2 million.
oh, now I know what you're talking about.
You couldn't pay any of your workers when in history's past, yet again, I've been recently playing Nintendo. It might be because of that. I beat Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe with Nat.
That's a good game.
I have my opinions. I'll give them later. But I can't pronounce his name. What's his name, Caleb? This is Iowa.
Iwata.
Iwata, thank you. Iwata took a pay cut. So I'm like, so you're telling me, and there's like conflicting reports on this. The game was making a lot of money. It's in like the top 15 games at Steam, right? You're telling me you have all this money to yourself, but you can't pay your people?
Yeah,
What?
that's just comically evil.
Yeah, it's like, what? Like, spend your money how you want, but there's definitely like a question that needs to be answered here, and this is just in general. I don't think there's any job anywhere that should give you that much money. At one point, it's like, okay, that's just human greed.
Yeah.
There's a video I always think about talking about like the Roman circus, where it's all like, the king is clearly doing fucked up shit, but he tells everybody, hey, look at the cool circus, look at the Colosseum.
Ooh.
They're dangling the things in front of you, like,
We
ooh.
got their keys. Ooh, look at the jingling keys.
Yeah, like just play the more clip. Ooh.
Ooh, jingle, jingle, jingle.
I gotta do that in my videos to see if retention rate would go up. Keys. But like it's just like, oh, so you just suck. And I coming back to my original point here. I think genuinely, like with Disney and stuff, there's a weird like, there's passion for something at the beginning, but the more it starts to get more corporate for reasons, I guess there's this disconnect. And I know Ackman's doing a video with Marty O'Donnell, and he running for Congress and being like super fucking conservative. I think is a case where the guy that you hate just had a right opinion is coming up, because he's talking about Bungie, and the people back in old Bungie during the Halo days would like complain about him for being weird. And there's even like old like behind the scenes footage of them being like, yeah, I love everybody here. The work culture is great, blah blah blah, and his coworkers being like, he fucking sucks.
He's the worst.
He sucks working with the music, and I'm laughing at that. But It's genuinely wild. So it's so something happened with Bungie. So I'm kind of fearful for all studios now heading forward because it's almost a tale to remember. And I'm even still playing Destiny 2. I just love the gun gameplay. The game still worked. It's still fun. I play it for fun, but it's just like I think Marty might be right in that sense, even though he's a controversial figure with like companies in general. The minute you start getting more greedy and you start doing extremely questionable actions behind the scenes, and you can't fully explain anything, because I don't think a lot of people know this. A lot of the Bungie developers that got laid off, or just people in general, signed NDAs and they can't talk about it.
Oh yeah.
They were saying it in tweets and stuff. So it's like, oh, so Bungie's fucking you over, and they're not telling anybody else. So that means it's either Sony or somebody inside Bungie is doing some fucking dangerous stuff. And never
They're doing some screw stuff.
Zoom in. Never sign an NDA. Never forgo the right to speak. Fuck them. You will probably end up making more and probably doing yourself better for exposing those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Flat out.
You know, we don't have time for this, but this is just all reminding me of recent controversy as well that just keeps adding on. But I don't want to talk about it this episode because I know it will take like an entire episode to go through.
What is it? We'll tease it for next time.
The Mr. Beast stuff.
Oh, bro, that one's so convoluted and weird.
It's so weird. Bad.
It first started off as just him like being associated with a PDF file, or there's a more accurate term. It's like a philia file or whatever. It's specifically teenagers, but it's just that's besides the point. But then it eventually ended up becoming like the videos are scripted in the sense like they're like some people are told to do certain things, so it's just like there's a lot to it, but it's just like fuck. That's bad.
It just keeps getting worse for him.
Yeah. And it's like not entirely his fault. It's just like guilty by association. I don't know the full details. I know how you feel about him, but
I've been kind of looking into it. I want to look into it more to get like the full picture. But from what I'm seeing, it's not good for him specifically.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you get to those fucking numbers. People are always gonna like get angry at you, but like even then I'm just fucking confused. I'm like, why did all of you all of a sudden get a massive hate boner? What the fuck?
I think a lot of the time with internet controversies like that, it's like, especially when they're big, if you speak out by yourself, no one will believe you. But when you get somebody, a major creator who finally starts speaking out on the person, then it gets more people to be encouraged to tell their stories of what might have happened. And yeah, I mean, I've been seeing the evidence. Like, we'll talk about this in the next episode, I guess.
I can't wait for Mr. Beast to thumbnail.
But man, it is bad. Like not even him by association, just him, just bad.
Bad. I don't know anything. I just saw like he might have like done something with lottery stuff with one of his videos.
We'll look into it on the next episode.
Okay.
I guess that
I didn't know Mr. Beast was fucking the Joker apparently.
Man, I saw that from a mile away. The most crazy free throw of all time. I was like, yeah, I don't trust this guy. And it's all coming out now. It's like, man.
I even kind of slightly agreed with you, but like, even how he explains his backstory, it's like, yeah, you're hyper antisocial to the point where you kind of hard spec'd into YouTube, and eventually ended up leading to success. But it's like, yeah, of course, there's probably going to be some bad stuff, and even then, when you have that many people around you, and you know, influences around you start affecting you, of course you're going to end up fucking doing stupid shit.
I guess that's true.
I think with anything, I still say if we're doing a tier list in terms of the wrongness here, I don't think he's at number one. There's motherfuckers that are clearly doing worse shit.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely not number one, but the violation of the Geneva Conventions might be a bit of a problem.
Hey, you know, I'm just gonna go controversy. If the fucking U.S. can just turn a blind eye to fucking phosphorus gas, you know, let's let's not fault Mr. Beast for fucking. What did he do? Wait, he violated the Geneva Convention. Like,
Yeah, he violated the Geneva Conventions.
what did he do? Wait, I need to know this.
So this will be the one thing I speak on of this for this episode. But apparently he did an episode where he like a guy was locked in a room for 100 days, and they like basically denied that guy like sleep and amenities that he would need to like keep his sanity. Like basically they kept bright lights on in that room 24/7 so he could not sleep. And this was because he wanted to leave the company, and this was going to be his last video with the company.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just it's just actually bad.
Did he agree to it, or is it just like you're doing this?
Like they from what I heard, I'll have to look into it more. But basically it was he's like, "Hey, I want to leave." And they're like, "All right, well, we'll have one last hurrah with you." And he's like, "Sure, that sounds good." And they're like, "Okay, your last video is going to be 100 days in this room." And he's like, "That's fine." And they gave him like an ice cream machine and stuff. So like on the surface, day one didn't look that bad. But then they never turned the lights off, so he could never sleep. The ice cream machine eventually like broke down, and all the milk inside started going bad in the room. So the room just stunk.
You know what? Then that has to beg the question with the first like live stream ever in Japan. That how I have to send you the video that Moist Critical did with I forgot the guy's name, but there was like some just Japanese game show where they literally just did that. It's like you only live off of coupons, and you
Oh, Alex?
have to be naked the entire time. That also violates it. But now, what?
Oh, you froze. You were just dead.
Oh, my bad. Well, what part did you not hear?
No, it all came through.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that ended up happening too, but Japan fucking loved it. So clearly, maybe we violate the Geneva Conventions all the time on game shows. Maybe that's just a trend.
It's just a trend to be horrible to your fellow man.
Because I won't lie, people, I don't know. If he agreed to it, I have to go. You worked with him. You know what you were gonna do. You could have just left. You could have told nobody and left.
You could have told
So
nobody.
I'm like. That's still fucked up what he did. That's kind of excessive. But then I would have been like, you worked with them and you agreed. So I'm going, are you dumb?
That feels kind of victim blaming.
Maybe.
That feels a little victim blaming.
I am yelling, mother. Never! My mom came in here. She's trying to silence me.
She's trying to silence the truth.
Yeah, victim blame. You walked into that shit knowing. It's just the what.
You wore that outfit. You knew what you were getting into.
I still do think it's fucked up, but the fact that you just went, sure, and you knew who your previous boss, I guess at the time, was doing. You walked into the den at that point.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I'm not trying to fully blame him, but I'm like. You agreed to be in the Coliseum there. What do you want me to do? You know what, too? Going back to the Japanese game show, he did that twice.
he did it twice.
He did it twice. That was probably fucking there's a condition for it. It's not Prisoner of Love. It's I think just finally being comfortable in those conditions, so you're fine doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
So, in general, I actually take all that back. I think fucking be psychologically conditioned him into that.
He probably did.
Never mind. I take everything I'm back. I'm totally not victim blaming. He totally psychologically manipulated him.
Well, I mean,
okay. This is a good question. How much did he offer him?
I'm sure it was a lot of money because they're paying off everybody. Like everyone signed NDAs with the company.
Oh, they did. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm no longer on the border. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Like I said, at first I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to be as unbiased as possible with this situation because when this was all coming out, like when it first started off with the Ava Tyson thing, I was like, you know what? It's fine. That's not Mr. Beast's doing. I can't blame him for something somebody in his company did. And then another thing came out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let my bias stay aside. I'll wait till there's more evidence. I'll see how it goes. And then more evidence came out, and then more and more, and I was like, oh man, I think I was just actually right. I was right in my thinking.
It's just Squid Games. It's crazy how Squid Games came out, and it's just Mr. Beast is just Squid Games.
Yeah.
He will. I don't think he wanted to become this. I think it's just something that just happened, just because of what I guess the algorithm wanted.
I don't know. I mean, you can kind of see too. I've seen some videos, and you can tell he kind of has a bit of an ego.
Oh, definitely by now. There's no fucking way.
Like
That many subscribers.
he's I think he let his ego get to his head a little bit.
Icarus flew. I love that.
He flew too close to the
applies to
sun.
everything.
It really does. It is a very accurate story for most people, for humanity as a whole.
Yeah, there's just a weird ass pixel on my screen now. That's right here.
Yeah, I have a pixel too. It's strange. I don't know why. Ooh, it's a dot. It's a dot.
This is my friend. Zoom in. This is Jerry.
That's Jerry. Jerry the
Yeah,
broken pixel.
That is genuinely pretty concerning. I would have said you walked into the den, but I think you were just like, there's money just waving in front of him.
He's like, oh, look at, you're gonna get a payout here if you do this. Like I said, we'll get into it because there's a lot of videos to watch that I'll do the research.
Caleb with any other podcast video, Mr. Beast.
Because I don't wanna be biased on this. I want it to be like, here's what the facts are, not just using my bias that I don't trust. Like I don't want to have the confirmation bias. I want the truth to be known.
Oh yeah, no. I'll be with you on that one. I never saw him as a bad guy up until like all this recent stuff. But I won't lie. If it's not him directly doing something, I'm not gonna fault him for that. For his posse around him.
Like
doing the things that they do.
Like the Ava Tyson thing, that's not on him really.
No, that's just
unless it turned out that he was also partaking in what she was doing, then it's kind of like,
fuck, I can't figure it out. But that comment that his girlfriend made, only half the things are
only half.
Did you not see that? You're gonna have to
Yeah,
look that up.
I did see that. You're like, what do you mean half? Or that means a half of it is 100% true. So which half is true then?
The NDAs or something?
Because no matter what, you take half of the allegations, and it's still a really, really bad look.
It's either really bad or just bad.
It's either unethically bad or like evil bad, or it's a mix between the two. It's just there's no good. There's no good side of it. It's all bad.
No, I don't know, man. I think about it more and more, and like, if I talk to somebody and there's not like a money limit with them, I don't know. Over the past few months, particularly in this week, I'm starting to fault people on certain actions they do. I don't know. Maybe it's just me using my frontal brain more.
Your frontal lobe is developing.
My frontal lobe as I become 25, but it's just like, if you're constantly drinking, constantly abusing drugs, like on a daily basis, you're extremely greedy. You don't care about other people's actions. Probably others I'm forgetting at the current moment, and a mix of all of them. I go like this.
You might be a bad person.
You might be bad, and like Mr. Beast definitely fits into the money category. I'm all like, brother, I get it. You got a big ass YouTube channel, but when is it enough?
Yeah,
and I know probably by now he's probably in debt. There has to be it somewhere, unless he's been really good about that. But it's just like, brother, I will save it for later. We're gonna keep on ranting, but like,
yeah,
I'll talk about it when I guess it will be the next episode. Like the line he rides is like super thin. It's like, brother, hop off the line. You don't need to do this to yourself. You already have a lot of fucking money.
You have everything.
Yeah. And I know you got people working with you, but just sell the fucking channel. You literally, he could just what's up? I'm gonna sell the fucking channel for $1 billion. I think what was that the estimate? Either $500,000 or $1 billion, and he can just sell it and he'd be done. He never would have to worry again. And I know it's like his child or anything, but it's like, dude, you're catching a lot of flack for minor things and big things now. Like, I'm still gonna be pissed at the people getting mad at him for like helping out and like countries being like,
Yeah.
I can't. Who was it? What country was it? It was one of the South American ones where it's like, he's only doing this for publicity, and I'm like, motherfucker, he gave people houses. You're getting mad at him for that? What the fuck?
That is assuming that that's a real thing.
Yeah, even then, but what about the water stuff too? So it's all like, you know, at one point, just hop off the line and just start using your $1 billion that you're not going to use. Because you're probably not, as an individual person, are not going to end up using all of that. Because he's very minimalist. He doesn't do a lot of wild stuff.
I think that's the thing. The thing about those, though, is most other content creators wouldn't make content when they did a good thing. Like, there's something about content creators who make videos about them doing good things that just feels wrong.
Yeah. I guess it does rub in a wrong way. Even if it's good, even if I were to be like, I save, you know, the only way
You can do good things for the wrong reason. I think that's what that boils down to.
that's just literally being a villain, Caleb.
Yeah.
That's just Doctor Doom. Oh, that's not Doom. Who's a good example of that? Fuck, who was a good example? Oh my god, I'm fucking blank. I don't know. Darth Vader. Vader was a good. I'm gonna rule the Empire, make everything good. Palpatine.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
What a fool.
Yeah. I guess some versions of Iron Man, at least alternate versions, do that. So it's just like, yeah. Maybe if you made like a documentary about doing it, I'd be like, okay, this is a little bit different.
Yeah.
How I did it.
I think it's more, yeah. Like, if it's after the fact and, like, he already did all this. Even then, the documentary should come from a third party because, like, there should be no credibility. Like, there should be no point where he's like, I did this great thing and let me show everybody that I did a great thing. Like, that just feels weird to me.
Yeah, it is. Now that you pointed, and I'm just thinking, because I don't really think about this, but like now that I do, I'm all like, you're weird.
Because it's like it's like Kingpin levels of like, look at, I'm donating to the city, and the money's all dirty money.
Yeah.
It's like that level of weird to me.
No, it definitely is. Because now that I think about it, it's like he's like YouTube royalty, and it's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing there?
What's going on?
Weird. What's going on here? You been a little bit of a goose there.
Yeah, like I said, I guess maybe you could do some research on the side too. I'll definitely watch because there's like a 3-part video series right now on some guy's channel exposing all this stuff. I'll probably have to watch that as well as like the Omni breakdowns and stuff just to kind of get an idea of like what the allegations even are and like how valid they might be. But so far from what I've seen, a lot of them do seem valid.
I won't lie. The one YouTube video saying he was weird or being weird or something, and then the guy worked there for like a month. Mm-hmm. That one I find sketch. That one that kind of blew it all up was like, this video just seems like you just wanted to make like a whole like grand like, I'm gonna sneak in Solid Snake style and then make this expose, and it's just like, that's weird. Jerry, what do you have to say about it? Good job, Jerry.
He's scared. He's a little shy. I don't know. I mean, even then though, like, if he worked there for a month and saw what was happening and was like, man, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, I think that's an entirely valid thing to leave after a month.
Yeah, but I know there's other things about that video people started pointing out.
I think there is one video that is, like, very sketchy, but the 3-part one seems to be the one that has, like, a lot of evidence backing it up.
I can't believe we're doing this full circle. Was Caleb right? I can already see the thumbnail.
Caleb was right. From what I've seen so far, I was very right.
No. I always knew he was sketch. I'll just straight up say this. What with certain YouTubers at a point, you have to raise an eyebrow and be like, all right, how'd you get here? Because you start to enter levels of like Jeff Bezos. They're like, you're low Jeff Bezos, where it's like you had to do some actions here that a lot of people would be like, that's kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, it's like Dr. Grant says in Jurassic Park 3. Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions. And that might be the case here. Is he might have had good intentions to be making content, but then his methods of making said content actually might, from the sound of it, violated laws created after one of the most bloody wars of all time.
Which one are we talking about? We're doing 2 or 1?
One.
1?
That's the one where the Geneva Conventions were created, right?
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah, it was afterwards.
Because all the gas and horrible things they were doing to each other.
Was it the Nazis that complained or the Germans that complained about, like, Reich 1 and Reich 2? Or, no, Reich 2 and 3. Which one's with the shotguns? Because that one's the Geneva Conventions.
I think...
Was it 1? Have I been misremembering?
It should be World War One, because they created the Geneva Conventions after that war, because they were just... That was basically just all items on, final smash on, no time limit.
Flat stage.
Flat stage. Not flat stage. They had the trenches.
Hold on. We're gonna end the episode off on this. Maybe we should do a video on World War One and just see how fucking bonkers it was.
Yeah, I think we should. I love World War One. I think that's a very underrated part of history.
Trench warfare. Let me see. Band. There's a banned list. they have a fucking club. Like you can't use these in competitive.
You can't use these in competitive. It's banned.
Yeah. Okay. Never. Yeah. Oh my god. I've been misremembering it this entire time. Yeah. It's World War One.
Yeah, because World War Two is when they violated every part of the Geneva Conventions.
Yeah. Low key, man, bro. You know, this is my insane comment for the pod. I have one insane comment every fucking episode, at least every other episode at minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I still think we should have shotguns in trenches. That shit was fun.
That was fun.
We always hear soldiers
lift up and
the trauma, the PTSD, but we never hear the soldiers saying, "No, that shit was fun."
The soldiers being like, "Man, it ruined the meta when they removed shotguns."
Dude, who was Tom Segura's dad fought in Vietnam, and that motherfucker. He after many years of Tom getting older, at one point he asked his dad, "So how was it like?" And he finally broke and said, "That shit was fun."
It was fun.
Like, I have to do 2 things with that. 1, do you like that because you're insane, or 2, did you? Well, maybe you're just insane in general for liking it.
That's slightly concerning to say that war was fun for you to blow people up.
I'm like,
that's a little concerning.
But maybe that's just what. Maybe there's just a giant philosophical argument of just like, do motherfuckers just like to fight? Like,
I think fighting and literally blowing a person to bits might be very different human actions.
There's some motherfuckers that just want to pull the trigger, bro. Like, I don't want to shoot this dummy anymore. I want a fleshy body.
That's scary. That's concerning.
Yeah.
That raises flags.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean by that? Like, would you start a war to do it, or like, if there just is a war, would you do it?
Which
That's
both are strange. Whatever you answer to that, that's still strange.
I think we just get you in front of a video game so you calm these tendencies down. I think we should play Minecraft.
Play some Minecraft. Fight some zombies. We need to finish our Minecraft world.
We do. We can literally. I think I have almost all the Ender Pearls for it. We can just.
Do we actually?
I think so. I have a full set of diamond. I think would be fine.
Should we lift my ban on having other players in the world, or should we still just beat it with us two?
That's up to you. I don't care. We can still continue afterward.
Well,
What do you
we'll
think?
figure it out.
Good job, Jerry.
Good job, Jerry.
Good thing.
We'll figure it out. But anyway, that'll come later. Soon, maybe. I don't know.
Soon.
Whenever we feel like playing Minecraft again, I guess.
I'm just probably gonna end up playing. I'm probably gonna end up scripting. Probably. I kind of was doing it during this. Malone? Which one's Malone? Oh, this is fucking.
Malone.
This is easy diff, bro.
I have like a billion video with the school trilogy coming up. I have so much editing to do.
You suck.
Like this episode is just like there's gonna be so minimal editing, so I can get back to working on the school trilogy, making sure that it's all good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the next episode is really gonna be like this is where I can finally use my YouTube knowledge.
A big brain.
I think for the most part. Oh my god.
You can use your YouTube knowledge, and I'll use my sleuthing knowledge, and we'll bring it together.
Yeah, I think with this podcast, I think with you as a friend, I have to only talk about like history or like real world stuff. I can never talk about anime.
The only thing I understand is real.
Real. It's
Real.
fun. No, I like talking about it a lot more because when you get into the nerd, you gotta. When you're talking anime fans, you gotta go nerd for nerd, and it's just like.
The problem is, I used to watch a lot of anime, but I just don't have time anymore to watch anything.
Yeah, to watch a show like that, it's definitely it gets weird.
Yeah.
It's too taxing.
Plus, since I deleted Twitter, like we have very different feeds now.
Oh yeah.
I'm happier though without Twitter.
Oh, no,
Just want to reiterate that.
It definitely has like some psychological effect.
But anyway, I think that's about it for this week's episode. We'll research and cover Mr. Beast in the next one. It'll probably be through Discord again because our
What's happening at your place?
basically Colby's son is staying here, and so where our studio is has now become a bedroom.
What a bunch of assholes.
So yeah, we're it's either gonna be through Discord or through CarCast that we record episodes for until that gets fixed.
I like Discord conversations, bro, because
We just chill.
I
If,
can
like
like proper cam next time.
honestly,
Sucks.
to be honest, this is almost the better way to record the podcast.
I don't know. There's so much. I don't know. Your room has a lot more. All my interesting stuff is on these two sides. Like you barely can see anything. But yeah.
But like our faces are. Oh, I guess my face is a lot more high definition.
Yeah, I have a camera for it. I can set it up, but like I'm much more expressive. I can go.
What?
I know. I can do face bits. I think I have a very expressive face.
Yeah, expressive face is good.
Hold on, what?
What is this guy doing? I don't know why I've noticed, this will be the last quick thing. I've noticed when recording the podcast, I tend to, if I have like an itch on my head, I'll scratch my head with the least optimal arm every time. Like,
What are you, autistic?
like it'd make more sense for me to use this hand to scratch this side of my head, but I'll always reach across my entire face to scratch on this side.
Are you a
With the wrong hand every time. Like if I have an itch on this side, I'll grab my left hand and scratch rather than using my right.
You're giving monkey right now.
I don't know if it's monkey or just stupid.
That's what monkeys do. They go like this. They just go like this. It's like, why are you scratching with that one? They just
A monkey. Anyway,
one of the orange ones. I forgot what they're called.
an orangutan?
No. That's an ape. Monkey.
A monkey. Just make me a spider monkey. Just one of those little guys.
Do you know they're not little? They're like 5 feet tall. Not 5. 4.5 feet tall. They are huge.
How big is a spider monkey?
Or am I thinking of a different one? Am I thinking of an ape? No, I'm thinking of the spider monkey. They're big. They're like as big as toddlers. But you kind of do look like one. They're big.
Maybe I am thinking of the wrong monkey. have a body length of 26 inches. That's not at all. That's small.
That's small. That's like a decent sized toddler.
That's still a toddler. They're little guys. Compared to other monkeys, that's small.
Yeah, that is actually kind of small, but like 2 feet that looks slightly like a toddler, instant uncanny valley effect. Ew.
Uncanny valley. I think you get that from any monkey or ape.
I have to look through a monkey chart to see because there's some that just I kind of see the human, but I don't see with all of them. The ones with the funny nose, I like. They look
The
funny.
goofy nose, the schnoz. Anyway,
Yes.
that's it. So I guess we'll see you guys next time when we cover the Mr. Beast controversy. So look forward to that. Also, after that will be the school trilogy, and I think that'll be a good one. You guys should like that. But anyway, see you guys next time. Peace out.
Doses.